Lakewood St. Ed's visited DeSales High School on Friday night and walked away with a 62-0 win in a game that wasn't even as close as the score indicates. St. Ed's had 340 yards of total offense at the break. DeSales only had 3 first downs in that same period. Lakewood is ranked number 5 in the J.J. Huddle Division I Power Poll, while DeSales entered the game ranked number 3 in Division III in that same poll. Ohio State recruit Warren Ball, who's a running back for DeSales, did not play in this game. He would have made a difference in the first half. The steamroller really was a result of the fact that DeSales had nothing at all going on in offense. When they gave the ball back, they could slow down St. Ed's, but they couldn't stop them. And the longer the game wore on, the less they slowed them down. The second half was a race between the two coaches to see who could empty his bench the fastest. DeSales actually won that race, and they started running it before the game even started. Miami Valley Sports has confirmed that Mr. Ball could have played in this game. They felt the probability of re-aggravation of his injury against a team of St. Edward's physicality was enormously high. They also have a tremendously important league game against Watterson next week. Watterson, at 5-1, is ranked number 2, 1 spot ahead of DeSales in the J.J. Huddle Division III Power Poll for last week. They regarded St. Ed's as the most talented team they'd seen in a long time, and figured that Warren Ball would be of more use against Watterson. It's a high right ankle sprain. He suffered it early in the season and aggravated it as recently as last week. As for DeSales, don't fear not for them. They're not a bunch of weenie little girls if they took a schedule like this. Think about that for a second. They knew this could happen. They'll be back next week. Watterson can count on that. As for St. Ed's position in the grand scheme of things, Miami Valley Sports has seen all of the Division I teams now, except for 2 that are in the J.J. Huddle Power Poll, and all we can say is you could throw them in a bag, and depending on what day it is, where the game's being played, and the physical conditions of the team involved, anyone could win. On Friday night, October 8th, Reggie Terrell gained 147 yards on 19 carries and scored 2 touchdowns unofficially. Kevin Burke was 10 for 14 passing for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns. Quincy Jones had a 56-yard punt return for a touchdown. He also had 3 receptions for 70 yards. Next Friday at Cruz Stadium, DeSales will play Watterson for a GCL Silver Division showdown. St. Ed's has only given up 1 rushing touchdown since a game in the first week of the season against Penn Hills. That touchdown was against Inkster and was the result of a 52-yard fake punt. Since then, no one's really sniffed the promised land against St. Ed's. And while it's true that DeSales' schedule is just super hard, it is nothing compared to St. Ed's schedule. In fact, the DeSales game is actually a kind of breezy lull in the proceedings for St. Ed's, who have to face St. Xavier next week before they travel to Archbishop Moeller on the 23rd. Then they close out the season at St. Ignatius. The man who makes these schedules ought to be taken out back and slapped around for a while. And while St. Ed's is an excellent football team with strengths all over the field, If you want to see what's going to make the difference and what might make them the state champions in Ohio this year, take a good strong look at their offensive line. And finally, senior place kicker Mike D'Annunzio of St. Ed's had 2 field goals in this game. Not that they made a difference, but it's just one more weapon in a vast arsenal at their disposal.
You guys, went 4-6 last year, and you're off to this fantastic start this year. What do you feel are some of the big differences between the teams?
I think the big thing. Am I looking into here?
Sorry?
Am I looking into that or no?
No, we're going to talk to him.
Okay. I thought I was on the camera. The big thing was restoring pride and development in the off-season program. That was the biggest thing in developing senior leadership. That was the number 3 things that we had to really do to develop.
And obviously, you guys have athletes all over the field here. Have you guys done anything different to what your philosophies are on offense and defense?
Defensively, no. We instilled our philosophies, and the next thing that we did offensively is we adapted more to our personnel. Once we were there after a year, we realized we have to change ourselves a little bit as coaches and utilize our personnel better.
How creative are you going to have to be to find things to yell at these kids about next week?
Well, no, the one thing is it, like I would say, if they truly want it, they're going to go in there to the film room, critique themselves, and really focus on their next opponent. You got a big